subscribe for the very latest. Play it, Daddy.
I shall fear no man, just God, but it was God that gave me these bars.
My pen is the paintbrush, notepad the easel. Been painting with a twist before, sipping with my people. Stacking lines, equal sign, this verse is the prequel to the man you hear before you flowing through your speakers. Hempstead Nights, silky slim with the pearly whites. Earned a rep being smooth with the ladies. Plus could fight, kept the knife in his inside coat pocket. 22 strap on his ankle as another option. Protege of Chocolate Tay and OG from around the way. Used to run numbers and push yay. No Yeezy.
You know, mess around.
All right. So listen, I got a question for y'all. It's a little kind of like outside of hip hop question, but I've always wanted to ask this question. So, all right, let's say, God forbid, someone passes away. Let's say a friend passes away. God forbid, don't want nothing to happen to any of our friends, but let's say a friend passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay for you to date his mate?
No.
So all right, so all right, so talk to me about that. Why? Now here's the thing, because the reason why I ask this question, it's like, in my heart of hearts, I think that sometimes we don't choose who we in love with sometimes, right? I don't think, a lot of times, sometimes you might fall in love with somebody and it just happens, right? You know, it's like, you know, we might be, you know, you might be the homie, like, hey, you have some good intentions to where you might be consoling, making sure that the family's good. Y'all grieving together, and all of a sudden, y'all start catching feelings.
Yeah, that sounds like feelings versus choices.
Right. I mean, it's feelings. It's true feelings. You understand what I'm saying?
Feelings
Listen.
But what if they genuinely might care for each other? I'm just saying.
Feelings are fickle.
So I mean, so tell me, I mean, what you? So you say?
I don't know. You want to go first?
Actually, well, I was like, you can run the point on that one, but nah, I can't even process it in my head like this. You know, first and foremost, I'll probably feel like, man, if I cross that boundary, whoever has passed on probably gonna come back in spiritual form and be like, yo, this ain't finna happen in some form or fashion. That just kind of what my first thought was. And I just like there's no, I can't even. My mind just don't. I don't listen. The only reason I can possibly see that, like, even remotely an option, if you like way down the line, like y'all like in your 70s, 80s,
okay.
You know, and kind of like, you know, borderline end of life. You just like, well, we just try to, you know, end life on a positive note. Okay, fair. But like now, like 30, 40, nah.
Okay.
That means y'all gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Let's put this into a time frame. Let's put this into a time frame. So let's say, all right, the friend passes away, and let's say 5 to 7 years later, y'all start dating. They start dating. Is that okay?
Follow up. Are we talking like, okay, 5 to 7 years, but we still kind of like we still out here can pull off physical activities?
Like we start at some point at this time. So let me ask you this before I answer that question. Is physical activity the main issue here? Like having sex is the main issue?
I mean, that's what it boils down to. Beyond, it's not just that. It's like,
it's not.
Did they have kids? And if they had kids, that means that like you stepping into that role. I'm assuming this from the male point of view. So
it could be male, it could be female.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm saying
obviously you did with the male side though, right?
Yeah. Like if a friend of mine passed away, and then 5-6 years pass, and then I get with the widow,
right?
My whole thing is like, all right, if they have kids, that means I'm the dad now.
Right.
You gotta be seen in certain spaces in front of family.
Very
if
true.
this dude is my friend, I'm assuming that he was a good man to her.
Right.
So I understand the principle of like, all right, like if I die, I can even be in a sense of like, yo, like I would want you to be the person to take care of my wife after I go, after I die. And if that was like a mutual thing or understood, or, I could kind of get with that. Kind of. Right. But just for me, when it's more of in a sense of like, it's got to be more than just feelings in a sexual thing. Like It's got to be more. It's got to be deeper than that for that to follow through. If y'all are just in it for the lust, or y'all in it, y'all just wanted to just start sleeping with each other, that's, to me, that's just not right. Like I don't feel like I could not look in the mirror, yo. Like just knowing that, right? You know, even if it's a woman I've been peeping, I'm like, there's a friend of mine. Of course, the wife he gets, she's mad fine, all that kind of good stuff. But if I start like, I just get on that mind frame, and once my friend gets with a woman, like even if they're not together no more, like off limits, like it's just done. There's too many women out there in the world for me to get on this particular one that my man's was with. Like I just feel like I just can't get with that. Like I just can't.
Dang, Walt, you brought up a good point though. Something I didn't really consider. It's the perception, right? Because you gonna have to break through a couple of barriers with that. Like if they got kids, you gotta mold into that and bridge that gap.
We got to show you that, Walt.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And then
I ain't got mine on today. I mean, I made this, but I did design this, but go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
You good. We gotta get that promo in. So,
right.
And then the other component is like not only just the kids, but the quote unquote group that y'all might be in. And immediate, family members, etc. They be like, "Oh, when y'all just friends? Now you gotta revamp that perspective." And he's like, "What is that going on?" So it's a lot you got to like consider before you make that move, because like once you make that move, there's no putting that toothpaste back in the tube. Like there's like that's it.
Yes.
Like
toothpaste back in the tube.
That's my favorite saying, right? One of my top 10. Like, because like for real, like once you migrate to that realm, and even if y'all quote unquote, break up or whatever at the end, that what you had before, you can never like rekindle the same way. Like you just know it's just gonna be different. So you have to really, and I in some ways, I had that internal conversation with my situation because I was just like, man, if I move forward, this dynamic is gonna be different, and I can't go back to step 8. I can't. This is what it is. So that's gonna. I don't. I have a feel. Why do I have a feel like this was a question I heard through like a group chat?
You probably heard something like that.
Because you know Frank Skinner, they be having these weird questions. It'd be like
all the time.
It'd be
I
wild.
love the group chat. Shout out to Frank Ski.
Frank, yeah, but yeah, that's gonna be. I can't. Oh man, that just.
It's a lot to deal with, yo.
That's a lot to unpack, bro. Because again, like I know you said that, you know, like because when you're friends with someone, you got that friendship bond, and sometimes they're gonna be, you know, with a emotional layer attached to it. Because like, hey,
Right.
you're my friend, I got your back, whatever the case may be. We're gonna spend time together. We're gonna have conversations together. A lot of times they know where the actual, you know, where the bones are buried at, so on and so forth, right? And then you escalate that to. Now, I don't want to just do that. I want to, you know, move on to something else.
Right. I mean, dog. I'm just saying, Trem. What you think about this, dog? So, I mean, we saying, hey, if a person passes away, is it okay to date the mate? So it's okay to date their mate?
I don't think so. I don't think it's. You know what? People, I mean, you can't say what happens between two people. I mean, if something happens, but I don't think it's your intention to where you're trying to go and date somebody's mate who you know was, you know, like y'all were close or something like that. I don't know about that. That's kind of like iffy.
So here's the thing, man. This is just a real thing, right? Because grieving can morph into a lot of things.
It can, but yeah, and we know that grieving can also morph into like, okay, so I know I'm close to this person because they're feeling the same thing I'm feeling. But I think that in situations like that, both people need to check themselves and just make sure, like, you know, like there's to put some boundary limits up there. I think it's more as adult of both people to do that. So I mean, that's just my take. I don't know. I mean, I know there's some other cases out there where, you know, that's what it is. But I think that you definitely need to. It will be appropriate to do that, because if the person that y'all are grieving over was here, what would y'all do? Like, so it's like, so it's a different scenario. So it's like, you know, opportunity or something. So I don't know. It's
Trent, I got a question for you.
What's up?
So Walt brought up something that is interesting.
What's that?
Oh, because this could happen in two different ways. Where it could be a situation where there's, you know, a progression to that point, where it could be like a period of time, and this person know their time is limited, and they're like, hey man, listen, I think Walt brought up, say, hey, if something, you know, when this happens, whoop, like, you know what I'm saying, if you decide to come in, you have my blessing to do that, versus a situation where it's a very abrupt and there's no prep for it. So in the case of there's a grooming period and your man sits you up, say, hey man, listen, I'm about to be out, but if you decide to step in her life, I'll be cool with that. Does that change the equation for you?
Me, like I said before, like things take their place. Things, you know, some things happen like naturally. I just wouldn't. That would not be my initial thing to where like, okay, I'm going to just. That's on my plate. That's my option. I mean, like I said, things happen. I mean, over a period of time, who knows? People might fall for each other. Who knows? But it shouldn't be like, okay, it's on the back of my mind that so that's an option right there. I can go try to see, what's that like? What's happening over there? So I don't know. Like I wouldn't try to do that. That's just me, just out of respect.
So like what Tino said, like 6-7 years. So say like your boy, he passed away, car accident.
All right.
Did anybody's friend passes away in a car accident? But that happens. Obviously she was an attractive girl. You weren't really looking at her like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But, years go by. You see she's been just keeping herself. You've been keeping yourself. Y'all just been growing steadily. Obviously, y'all might come together to, celebrate his life or whatever on his birthday or whatever it is. But then those times where y'all meet, things start to kindle from those times where y'all meet up. My thing is in that sense. If it's real love and it's genuine and all that kind of stuff, I'm not. And the buddy not here no more. I mean, buddy's not here no more. And y'all take that and y'all go somewhere with it. But I like your thought with it. Like that should not be my initial thought.
Exactly.
The initial thought should be, I'm kind of just.
Exactly. I'm chilling.
I just don't want no bad juju. I don't want I don't want nothing like that. But if it seems like God is putting us together,
I mean,
time and it's it's meant for us to be, then that's different. Then I'll be like, okay, but I feel like the respect should be okay. Some years, some time, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Right after my wake. You guys.
If it's right after the wake, then we like, something was happening prior.
Exactly. So because that just didn't happen. Something was happening prior.
That's gonna be something that you're gonna deal with, whether it's 2, 3, 4 years with. That's gonna be something that you'll have to deal with amongst friends, family members, even children around. Like you'll have to deal with that if y'all do decide to go forward.